Hey guys, welcome to TS Tactical. Today we're going to be going over our survival kit lineup, which includes our new mini survival kit as well as our multi-purpose container. So let's get right into what these things are and what they consist of. Alright guys, so what we're going to start with is taking a look at our mini survival kit. So this is actually based on a concept that absolutely cannot take credit for, just the actual the contents description. I have to give credit where it's due, and that's John McCann from Survival Resources. He's been a long influencer of everything that I've ever personally done with survival kits, as well as what ITS has done on our site in terms of survival kit articles. If you may remember back a couple years ago when we first started, I had a couple articles on building your own mini survival kit. So what we're kind of offering now in the store is our version of what that consists of. But then again, going back to John McCann and his list of contents, we're going to be going over basically the descriptors of what we have in the kit. So we've got fire and light, we've got signaling, navigation, water and food, knives and tools, medical, and then multi-purpose and other. So that's really what I can't take credit for, is just kind of the overall, the list of contents, because I have to give John McCann some credit for that. So as you'll first notice, this is kind of an Altoids tin size container, so this can fit into any pocket in a bag, kind of anywhere where I guess a big, thick Costanza-like wallet would fit, so to speak. So cargo pockets are perfect for it. You can see it doesn't take up too much room. If you've ever held a Altoids container, you'll know exactly what we're talking about. But what we've done is just to further secure it, and it doesn't technically need it, but we've wrapped two Riggers rubber bands around it. And Riggers rubber bands are the heavy-duty parachute rubber bands that riggers are known for putting onto parachutes to help secure them. So two of those get included in the kit, and these are kind of a multi-purpose item too, so that kind of falls under that category. So opening the kit, again, it stays shut without those rubber bands. So opening the kit, everything is nice and compact and packed away in here. So what I'd like to do is just kind of lay out the contents, and then we'll go over it kind of categorically, so to speak. So I'll take everything out here, and we're going to start with fire and light. So everything is individually packaged, as you'll see as I'm starting to pull stuff out, just in case any water does get into the container. Everything is kind of individually packaged. Not saying that each one of these little Ziplocs is completely watertight, but at least it's better than the alternative. All right, so starting with fire and light, what we've got is a ferro rod, and the ferro rod is just a small ferrocium rod that you can spark with the included folding razor saw. So what the folding razor saw is, if you're familiar with our urban kit, this also comes in that too, but what it gives you is both a scalpel blade as well as a saw. And there are some little measurement increments on here, so you can technically use this to measure as well. But it's nice and compact and includes a hole if you want to put a lanyard through it or anything like that. But you can use the folding razor saw for a couple of things. One, you can saw a tree branch with it or anything like that to help make fire for tinder and fuel and things like that. Or you can use this folding razor saw to actually spark the ferro rod too, to start one of the Tinder Quick tabs. And if you're familiar with the Tinder Quick tabs, there's 5 of them that are included in the kit. You just kind of separate it a little bit with your finger there, and you can actually spark right into one of those and catch something on fire. It's a great fire starter basically, so this aids in fire starting. So there's 5 of those included. They do spark right up with a spark from the ferro rod. So that's kind of the start of the fire and light. And then we move to the basically lifeboat matches. These are heavy duty matches, very waterproof. Even though they come in their own bag, they don't necessarily need it. So it comes with a striker plate here, and that is actually for striking the match and starting those up. So it comes with 6 of these lifeboat matches. So moving on, we also have the Fresnel lens as a supplemental fire starter. So if you're not familiar with what a Fresnel lens is, it's basically those magnifiers that people with bad eyesight use sometimes to read menus and things like that. I know my dad keeps one of these in his wallet for actual magnification purposes, but you can start a fire with one of these too. You can actually get tinder burning if you focus the sun's rays correctly onto what you're trying to start on fire. So great fire starter, as well as just a magnification device if you happen to need it. So moving on, we've got signaling. Signaling, what we've got is a small signal mirror. It's our mini signal mirror. Very thin, compact, but still very bright when it comes to actual signaling. It comes with a clear protective film that you need to remove beforehand, so just be cognizant of that. That again comes individually bagged. Okay, moving on, for navigation we've got a small button compass. And this is the same compass that comes in our urban kits, if you're familiar with that. It's got a glow-in-the-dark feature on it. Next up is water and food. So we've got some water purification tabs. We've got 10 that are included in the kit. We've also got 6 feet of snare wire, so if you need to kind of rig this up as a snare or a trap, we've got this included. Again, this is brass wire that's very flexible and moldable into any snare device you might need, as well as 6 feet of 135-pound test Kevlar cordage. And then we've also included a emergency water bag. I've got one opened here just because it's kind of a pain to get out, but it's very big in terms of emergency water bags. It's 5 inches wide by about 14 inches tall. It's got a nice opening here, and then it also will kind of a roll top configuration. You just bend this wire tab in, and it'll hold approximately a liter of water, so about 32 ounces of water. So moving on from there, we've also already talked about the folding razor saw, so that's kind of the knife and tool portion of the mini survival kit. And then we've kind of moved on to medical from there. Now with medical, there's a couple of things here. We've included a pack of steri strips, and if you're familiar with steri strips, they're definitely a better alternative than traditional butterfly closures. The adhesive is much better on them, so this comes with a set of 3. So those are already kind of in a waterproof package there. Also, we've included a small package of triple antibiotic as well. So, and then if you need to kind of further secure things, rather than including bandages, this is more of a multi-purpose item, but you could also use a piece of this duct tape, the 6-inch strip of duct tape we include for kind of securing a wound or something like that too. So then that takes us into the multi-purpose category, and that's kind of where the tin comes in. You could also use this for digging and things like that, but we'll kind of get into that more with the multi-purpose container. That's kind of where that really comes into play. So, and then also we've got a small desiccant pack, so if any moisture does get into the kit, this will hopefully soak up any moisture that may be kind of hanging out in there. And then we talked about the 6-inch strip of duct tape, and then we've got those 2 riggers rubber bands, so that kind of rounds out the mini survival kit. So moving on to the multi-purpose container. Now, we kind of worked with our manufacturer to provide a more hard, rigid container for not only storing this survival kit, because obviously this just comes in a kind of less expensive metal Altoids tin, basically, is the size there. So this is more of a hard case. This is a black anodized aluminum case that we're dubbing our multi-purpose container, and it's secured by these 2 Velcro straps. And what's cool about those is they do retain onto the lid when you undo them, and that's through 2 slits in the back here. So when you open this up, not only do you have a rigid container that you can use kind of as a shovel, that's much more stable than trying to use that Altoids tin to do the same job, but it's got a nice lip that will really bite into the ground and allow you to dig well with it. Then the inside's got a foam gasket, so it'll provide a little bit of water resistance as well. And then the interior has a reflective material in it too. So if you need a reflector, and that's not a signal mirror, that's a little different. This is more of a reflective panel that you can use just for identification purposes. So what's unique about this too is, as you can see, it's a little larger in size than the tin that we offer with the mini survival kit. So what you can actually do is add a couple of your own items into this, or you can augment it with some of the items that are in our ITS Urban Kit. So if you're not familiar with the Urban Kit, it's basically kind of our escape and evasion tools. There are a couple of duplications with this kit that there are in the Imminent Survival Kit, so just be aware of that. Like the folding razor saw is included in this kit, same tool that's in this mini survival kit, but it does have a couple of different items like the handcuff keys and things like that. So you could take the components of this that aren't in the mini survival kit and kind of add those in. But then if you wanted to augment, even this kit has got a little room if you want to put a small flashlight or a fishing kit. Same with this as well. And then augmenting both of these kits with a survival blanket, some paracord, and maybe an everyday carry knife is really what we advocate as well. So just a couple of things to be in mind, or keep in mind. So there you have it. Those are our products that we're launching today. We've got the mini survival kit as well as the multi-purpose container. You can find these at our store online at itstactical.com/store. So hope you enjoyed the presentation of our new products, and thanks for watching.